Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. Hope tells Carter, and Liam must make an unachievable choice. Hope tells Carter at his loft that he is the man she wants to spend the rest of her life with. Not Liam, he frowns. He is unable to comprehend. What you heard isn't what you think, replies Hope. Liam, Steffi, and Finn wait for Grace Buckingham at the hospital in his office. When she joins them, Steffi inquires about her ex's potential course of therapy. Liam inquires as to if she has managed to save him. If she gave them the wrong idea, the doctor apologizes. Finn understands that his prognosis is unchanged. Grace affirms that it is still unusable. She didn't ask them to talk about a remedy there. They might be able to prolong his life, but it might negatively affect his quality of life. According to Liam, he may have more time, but he is still terminal. Finn receives a file from Grace. After speaking with a number of cancer experts, she has concluded that he would benefit greatly from a novel combination of chemotherapy and radiation. Liam queries the adverse effects. According to Grace, a treatment plan has been created that may help him feel better and potentially extend his stay. However, each person responds to these medicines differently. It might not make him live longer. He can feel worse than he does due to the side effects. Finn advises that in addition to possible organ or nerve damage, he might be bedridden and experiencing nausea and headaches. Liam lets out a cry, "Oh my God!" He is amazed that he now faces an impossible decision. On the basis of this, how is he to decide? Liam is told by Steffi that this might buy him some time. Liam wonders if he would spend that time with his loved ones or in bed in the restroom, feeling ill and worn out. Grace encourages him to think about this and talk to his family about it. She leaves after Finn thanks her for her efforts on this. Liam is asked to speak by Steffi. It's a difficult and personal choice, says Finn. He should fight for more time with his daughters, according to Steffi. Beth and Kelly want to be with them as often as possible. Bad news for Daphne. As Daphne looks at a picture of Carter on her phone at Forrester's design studio, she flashes to telling him that he and Hope aren't meant to be. Elektra, Will, and Zend come in and present her with a fresh scent concept. Daphne remains silent. Zend inquires as to if she is thinking of anything else or if she has any other thoughts. It's likely that Daphne was informed of his cousin's return. "Is that your cousin?" Daphne asks. Zend declares, "Hope is back at Forrester." Daphne shivers, "Steffi brought Hope back?" Zend is certain that they can cooperate amicably. According to Daphne, Forrester, especially Carter, is better off without Hope. Zend acknowledges that everyone was taken aback. Daphne questions Steffi's transformation. They're all thrilled to see her again, according to Will. Zend informs Daphne that although they appreciate her opinion, Hope has been missed. Most of all by Carter, Elektra continues. After Elektra and Will go, Zend notices that Daphne isn't overjoyed that Hope is back. "Because you have feelings for Carter." Ridge piling. Ridge and Brooke discuss Steffi and Hope's surprise reconciliation in the main office. Brooke believes that both of them can succeed if they can establish a friendship. Ridge finds it surprising that Steffi didn't talk to him about this earlier. Perhaps they're overlooking something. Perhaps something took place. Brooke Ridge bed and breakfast. The resolution of Hope and Steffi's dispute astounds Brooke. This truce appeals to Ridge. Brooke is ecstatic about them all cooperating as a single, contented family. She is concentrating on her family. Me, you, together. Katie breaks in and offers to return. According to Brooke, she was merely reassuring Ridge that they would always be fated to be together. Ridge is reminded of their incredible runway moment by Brooke. The world witnessed their affection for one another. She then walks out, shutting the door behind her. When Katie tells Ridge, "My sister's not wrong," Ridge accuses her of being overly dramatic, but Katie responds that she is simply telling the truth. Ridge and Brooke are meant to be together. And nobody or anything will alter it. Brooke has flashbacks to the fashion show and being on stage with Ridge in the dressing room. Hope is everything. Hope has informed him off-screen about Liam's condition in Carter's loft, and she sobs as she explains why he heard her say she wanted to spend time with him. They have no idea how long they have left. She is held by Carter. Carter reminds Hope that she is not alone and that she can rely on him because he cannot fathom how terrible this has been. She will require the assistance. All of this significantly altered her viewpoint. She wants to get past the kiss with Daphne and the takeover because she doesn't want to spend any more time. Carter promises to support her. He will never again doubt her devotion for him. They share a kiss. Steffi desires a fight with Liam. Liam is aware that Steffi is encouraging him to fight from a place of love while he is in the hospital. His mother's suffering during the cancer treatments is all he can think about. She had become a shadow of her former self. Is that what I want for Beth and Kelly? Would you like that? Steffi simply wants their daughter to spend as much time as possible with her father. He might have had a different experience than his mother. Please. Liam glances at Steffi and then back to Finn. Just get the treatment. After learning of Liam's death, Hope and Carter reunite, and Liam is presented with an impossible decision. Wednesday, May 21, 2025, today on Bold and the Beautiful, Rich fears more is happening. Daphne finds out that Hope is back at Forrester, and Grace offers Liam a treatment option. Read the most recent BNB recap. Ridge questioned why Steffi made peace with Hope, and Carter was perplexed when she expressed a desire to get back together after facing Hope. Hope reveals something about Liam. Hope tells Carter at his apartment that he is the man she wants to spend the rest of her life with. Not Liam? He inquires. According to Hope, what he heard was not what he had assumed. He overheard her express a desire for a future with Liam. She clarifies that because Liam is dying, she stated that she wanted time with him. Carter appears perplexed. Hope tells him that she feels powerless as she sobs. They are unsure of their remaining time with him. She is held by Carter. She tells him about the brain mass that cannot be operated on. She is making an effort to remain resilient for Liam and Beth. Carter claims that he supports her. She requires it. Hope's viewpoint has shifted, and she no longer wants to waste time with the man she loves. Carter swears he will never doubt her again and pledges to be her rock. Liam finds out he can receive medical care. Liam, Steffi, and Finn are joined in his office by Grace. They hope she has discovered viable choices for treatment. Grace clarifies that although the bulk cannot be operated, they may be able to prolong his timeline. His quality of life might be significantly impacted. Liam is perplexed. Grace explains that radiation and chemotherapy would be excellent options for him. They may be able to prolong his life and lessen the strain on his brain. Although there is no assurance, the side effects might help him get by. According to Finn, that can entail being bedridden and experiencing harm to your organs and nerves. Liam is unsure about how he is expected to decide. Confused, he glances back and forth. He wants more time, but would he spend it all in the hospital, exhausted? Grace encourages him to think about this and get in touch if he has any queries. Steffi exhorts Liam to fight for more time with his girls when she departs. Liam recalls seeing his mother die and how she was reduced to a skeleton at the end, but he is certain that she is speaking from a place of love. According to Steffi, his mother's experience with the treatment can be entirely different from his own. Daphne is upset that Hope is going back to FC. Daphne considers kissing Carter in the design office and informing him that he and Hope weren't meant to be. Will, Electra, and Zend barge in and begin discussing possible tie-in goods with her. Daphne looks off into the distance. Is there anything else on your mind? Zend says. She must have heard that his cousin had returned. Zend clarifies that Hope is his cousin. He has faith that she and Hope can work things out amicably. Daphne is adamant that Carter and the business would be better off without Hope. What changed, she wonders? They're all excited, Will says. Daphne gives him a scowl. Hope has been missed, Zend adds. Carter, according to Electra, has missed her the most. She gets a glare from Daphne. After Electra and will leave, Zend inquires about Daphne's well-being. She must be in love with Carter, he supposes. Brooke tells Ridge that he is her fate. Brooke tells Ridge at Forrester that they should be able to make their relationship work if their daughters can. He claims that Steffi typically consults with others before making decisions of this nature. It must have happened. The feud ending is almost surreal, she says. He acknowledges that peace would be nice. Being with her family is what Brooke wants to prioritize. Brooke explains that Katie was reminding Ridge that they were meant to be together when she entered. Ridge is reminded by Brooke of their runway moment, where their love was witnessed by the entire world. Katie informs Ridge that her sister is correct when she departs. He belongs with Brooke, she says. No one or anything will alter that. In the closet, Brooke reflects on her most recent runway appearance. Hope's heartbreaking deception of Carter in Liam's last days. According to teasers for Bold and the Beautiful, Hope Logan made the heartbreaking choice to get back together with Carter Walton even though her heart belonged to Liam Spencer, who was terminally ill. Hope's facade starts to crumble as Liam's illness worsens, endangering her relationship with Carter. As the last days of Liam draw near, Hope's depressing lie to Carter. The entire Bold and Beautiful universe has been shattered by the heartbreaking news. Hope Logan is caught in a web of falsehoods that could burst at any time, and Liam Spencer is dying. The ultimate death. Did you see Hope's expression during last week's alleged romantic encounter with Carter Walton? A picture truly does speak 1,000 words. Hope's face was screaming as she held Carter, revealing what her lips dared not acknowledge. Liam, not the guy whose arms were literally around her, is the rightful owner of her heart. According to production-related sources, Hope is putting on the show of a lifetime by feigning love for Carter while quietly grieving over Liam's terminal illness. As viewers are already aware, doctors have determined that Liam has around 1 week left to live after he was diagnosed with an incurable brain tumor. Take a moment to process that. 1 week. The plot twist that has fans in stitches, though, is that Liam shoved Hope in Carter's direction. Liam virtually pleaded with Hope to repair your relationship with Carter. By forgiving him, happiness will follow during their heartbreaking May 16 discussion. Excuse me? Is the person you love pulling you into the arms of another man as he is dying? The devastating reality of Hope's decisions. With the possible exception of Carter, Hope is not deceiving anyone with this deception. Fans who have been with Hope for a long time will recall that she has always shown her affection for Liam. Although she has previously given up her happiness for others, the stakes are much higher this time. Hope made it quite evident where her heart is on May 15 when she informed Liam, "I don't want to spend any more time apart. We have a shared future." Sadly, Hope is still attempting to persuade Carter that she wants to stay with him after he overheard this candid revelation. Even Brooke Logan's mind would be spinning with all the conflicting signals. What is more tragic about this situation? Carter has been venting to Daphne Rose about her, and from what I've heard, their exchanges haven't exactly been positive. Hope is unaware of this. Daphne even gave Carter a kiss on May 19. Is Hope aware of what's going on behind her back while she puts her own happiness at risk? The time is changing. Hope is balancing a difficult tightrope as Liam has only a few days left. She is frantically attempting to convince Carter that she is dedicated to their relationship while also spending as much time as possible with her child's ailing father. How much longer can she keep up this debilitating act? What will happen if Carter eventually finds out he's only a consolation prize once more? Steffi Forrester has rehired Hope at Forrester Creations, which adds even more layers to this emotional nightmare. This professional lifeline may seem like excellent news, but it could make Hope's already difficult situation worse by keeping her close to Carter at work while she is grieving for Liam. The unachievable option. Let's be honest. Hope must make the most difficult choice of her life. Does she? A. Despite knowing that it would ultimately ruin Carter, keep up the sad lie to give Liam comfort in his last days? B. Tell the man she really loves how she really feels and spend what little time she has left with him. C. Attempt to maintain some sort of equilibrium between the two relationships as her whole life falls apart around her. Folks, there's no winning here. No. Winning. After years of covering soap operas, I can't recall the last time a character was put in such a heartbreaking situation. Hope and Liam's on-screen connection has always been electrifying, and it is heartbreaking to watch them confront their last chapter together. There is little doubt that no one will be spared when the truth finally blows up, and it will blow up. Hope will have to deal with the fallout from her falsehoods, Carter will be horrified to find out he was only a backup plan, and poor Liam, well, the most tragic part is that he won't be around to pick up the pieces. Has Hope ever told a more devastating lie than her reunion with Carter? From my seated position, of course. What about the fallout? It will be completely nuclear. Liam has more devastating news. Give poor Liam Spencer yet another emotional setback. Liam's situation worsens from bad. When John Finnegan informed Liam Spencer that his most recent scan revealed no change and that his prognosis remained dire, he was going to die, he received yet another reality check. Liam was clinging to the hope that a miracle may occur, but he eventually came to the realization that he had to bid farewell to his 2 young daughters. Don't forget to check out our YNR spoilers for next week, here. Dr. Grace Buckingham will now deliver even more unfavorable news to Liam. He believes there might be a new cure, but instead he finds out that anything they try to do can have a significant impact on his quality of life. Even Steffi Forrester Finnegan was attempting to maintain optimism, but perhaps it's time for her to accept reality as well. Read this, producers of The Bold and the Beautiful deny they made this error. Is today better for Hope? When Hope Logan and Carter Walton become together, at least she might find some happiness. Hope finds out that Carter heard a portion of her talk with Liam the previous day. Who wants to wager that Hope corrects Carter and explains that he misinterpreted things as teasers indicate that a pair will reconnect on Wednesday? She wants to spend Liam's final days with him because he is dying. When Carter realizes that his intuition was correct all along, everything will change for him. After all, Hope does love him. However, what about Muriel Hilaire's character Daphne Rose? She has persuaded herself that Hope would only cause Carter heartache and that she is the only woman he can have. However, a very resentful Steffi provided her with all of the information she knew about Hope. Will Steffi, who is no longer resentful, surprise Daphne by standing up for Hope? Carter and Daphne both need to make some choices. Will Carter be there to help Hope get through this difficult time now that he knows the truth about Liam, or will envy show up? Daphne Montgomery's keen eyes scanned the packed cafe with planned precision as she adjusted the strap of her luxury bag. She had the ability to transform even the most ordinary situations into scenes from a thriller, with each grin and gesture having a deeper meaning. Her target today was someone fresh, someone who wasn't expecting it, and the idea made her shiver. Daphne noticed that her longtime friend and occasional mischievous partner, Justin Carter, was engaged in a conversation with a stranger across the room. Justin's typical sardonic sneer softened into something almost real, and there was something strange about the way he leaned in. Was it love at last for Justin, the eternal bachelor? The concept was nearly as fascinating as her most recent plan. Games had always appealed to Daphne, power games, mind games, the kind in which she had all the cards and her opponents were blissfully ignorant. Daniel Hartwell, her most recent victim, was a wealthy businessman who was unaware that he was already under her attack. Daniel was the haughty kind of man Daphne loved to destroy. He believed that his wealth and charisma made him untouchable. She had spent weeks examining his habits, his flaws, and the way his self-assurance verged on arrogance. He would soon discover that it was a mistake to underestimate her, and he would never do it again. However, when she took a sip of her latte, her eyes returned to Justin, who was now giggling over a comment made by his partner. Who was this woman who had succeeded in breaking through his typically distant facade? Justin had never been interested in long-term partnerships. His romantic life was a never-ending cycle of brief encounters and close calls that ended before things became too serious. But here he was, his guard down, his body language unguarded. She was tall, graceful, and witty, and she seemed to be keeping up with their teasing. A glimmer of intrigue couldn't help but pass through Daphne. Was Justin really letting someone in, or was this simply another passing fad? It was inconvenient in timing. Since Daphne wasn't used to sharing the limelight, her plans would receive less attention if Justin was preoccupied. Daniel Hartwell, meantime, had just arrived at the cafe on time. Unaware of her presence, Daphne watched him order his customary espresso, a faint smile curling her lips. An accidental encounter at a charity banquet, a few well-placed compliments, and the appearance of happenstance were the seeds she had already sown. The real game would start soon after she managed to entice him. Justin, however, saw her coming and waved her over as she got up to make her move. She briefly thought about ignoring him because she had work to do, but her curiosity overcame her. As she walked up, Justin said, "Daphne, meet Elena," in a lighter tone than she had heard in months. Elena held out a hand, her black gaze evaluating, her grip solid. Daphne paused at the quiet assurance, the intellect there. Justin was truly interested in this, and it wasn't simply a passing fancy. Daphne responded, "Nice to meet you," with ease, but her mind was racing. Elena was a wild card, an unanticipated element in her meticulously planned universe. It altered if Justin was sincere about her. Would she still be able to use him for her plans? Would Elena end up being a hindrance or an unintentional pawn? Daphne couldn't get rid of the sensation that the dynamics of her meticulously planned life were changing when she excused herself to run an errand, that is, to stop Daniel before he departed. Daphne had never been one to back down from a challenge, but Justin's sudden romance might make things more difficult. If anything, it added to the excitement of the game. Her plan was already in motion when she accidentally ran into Daniel close to the exit, spilling just enough of his coffee to elicit an apology and a new drink. But Elena and Justin lingered in the back of her mind. After all, love was merely a different kind of game, one with far messier results and bigger stakes. If Daphne Montgomery had a favorite pastime, it was playing games that were unpredictable. According to previews on The Bold and the Beautiful, Zend Forrester Dominguez hasn't had a lot of news recently. Furthermore, Zend is a young, attractive man who ought to be dating, especially given how many models he works with. Is a love story about Zend imminent? Is it possible that the woman is the last person anyone would anticipate having a relationship with the attractive young designer? Let's discuss what might happen next when you finish reading. Underutilized Zend Forrester Dominguez. The soap appears to be underutilizing Zend. The character needs a love tale and is a young, attractive man. Zend has been around and has been designing clothes, but lately, he hasn't had much of a plot. It appears that Zend may need to begin a new chapter in his life. Supporters are excited for the character to have a strong plot of his own and find a new romantic interest. The new line by Daphne Rose. According to the statement, Zend advises Daphne Rose to launch a new line the week of May 19, 2025. Daphne is just working on a perfume line at Forrester Creations at the moment. Daphne will therefore require more activities if she hopes to stay. It's intriguing that Zend doesn't approach Daphne by herself with this proposal. It seems that Electra Forrester and Will Spencer also became involved. In fact, that would present Zend with yet another chance to participate in the plot of Will and Electra. Unexpected love? According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, some fans adore the thought of Zend and Daphne together. Even though they would make a wonderful relationship, Daphne is probably leaving. That implies that before she may ride off into the sunset, there must be some drama. For that reason, may Zend fall in love with someone much more sensational rather than Daphne? Romance is spurred by sizzling scandal? B&B fans are aware of Zend's cunning and manipulation during Luna Nozawa's relationship with RJ Forrester. Zend once conned Luna into joining him for supper. Therefore, even if Zend is a wonderful man, he can also get dark and dirty. Therefore, Zend may be the only person who can comprehend Luna's oscillation between good and evil. Naturally, Zend felt violated and deceived by Luna's bedroom trick when she said that, while under the influence of her mother's drugged mints, she believed he was RJ. How likely is it that Zend will fall in love with Luna again? Zend might get some substantial sequences and a front-burning plot from that. Keep an eye out because it would also complicate other aspects of Zend's life, like his family and profession.